Good evening, everybody. This is Gina Ifoe, the one and only African superstar. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to share these thoughts today with you. First of all, big shout outs to the customers of the AfricanSuperstar.com. Those of you showing love on our website. We going on 4 years this year, guys. The website kicked off November 1st, 2019. So we are putting in the time. So big shout outs to those of you that have been continued and repeat customers at the website. Big shout outs to our members only who support the platform on a monthly basis and get access to behind the scenes. Obviously, you know my world tour kicks off this weekend, so there will be behind the scenes you can expect from the events. And I have a radio interview this Saturday on Rainbow Radio. It's a radio station here in London and also in Ghana. So special shout outs to my manager, Mr. Cyril Stark, for linking that up and hooking me up with that. And last but not least, all the African superstar music lovers and supporters. Yes. Gotta always acknowledge you guys because I really, really appreciate the support that you're giving by purchasing music, streaming music. I expect to see some of you throughout my shows here in London, and the first one being this very Saturday. So shout outs to anybody who's planning on coming. I look forward to seeing you at Connie's, 8587 Woodgrange Road, London, East London, E70EP. That is the location. I will be in the building. We're getting prepared. Tomorrow is my hair appointment. Yes. And then Saturday, like I mentioned, I will be on Rainbow Radio, which is located in Brixton. Shout outs to all my UK viewers. Yes, I'll be in Brixton for the afternoon and then heading over to the venue in East London. So big shout outs to the African Superstar family. Who's in the building? Guys, if you're here, please don't be a spectator. Make sure that you make your presence known. Big shout outs to Dove Fly and Mr. Isaac Rand. Thank you for popping up because I know you're a busy guy. You're a busy guy. Today, I want to talk about this topic. You only have one physical life. I think sometimes, obviously we see the RIP on our feeds all the time. We hear about people meeting tragedy. We hear about people, dying, accidents, aneurysms, all kind of rare things, crazy situations. Sometimes we know these people, sometimes we don't know these people. And one thing is for sure, we all know that we have one life to live. If you believe in the afterlife and all of that, we can't really get into that. There's no way for us to verify its existence and all of that. But in reality, we know for sure that we have one physical life to live. And what I want to tell you guys is that you really, really, really must be actively living your life and pursuing your goals, especially my audience is an adult audience, so, realistically, we have fewer days before us than have passed, and there is no time. There is no time to delay. There is no time to defer. There is no time to get in position and things like that. It's now. It's right now. If it's not right now, it's like the immediate near future. So it's short term, it's 6 months, it's within the year. It's, you actively must be pursuing these things. You only got one physical life. And even within that physical life, as you age, that, your body changes, your appearance changes. In some cases, you may have health concerns. You may have dietary changes. You may have emotional, you may have relationship, challenges. There's so many things. There really is no time like today. And I'm really happy. I was having these thoughts because I was thinking naturally about my music tour and things like that. And according to the industry, according to industry norms and standards, if you're getting into entertainment or music or, anything like that, they really do encourage you to do it young, which I understand. It makes sense. You have a lot more time prospectively to build your career and get visibility and build an audience and all those kind of things. But as I was thinking that, for me, I would say this is the most optimal time for me to be doing the things that I'm doing. First of all, I have the supportive environment in Ghana. You know, Living in Ghana with my music career makes everything so much easier. I have a great team. I have access to amazing talent, in regards to like my producer, my videography, my photography, now my makeup artist and my dress, he's my dressmaker. I unfortunately didn't have access to all of those comprehensive resources in the West. As I'm here and I'm trying to organize some things for my shows and blah, 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 I see just like the logistics and all the moving pieces. And it's like the best time for me to be doing what I'm doing is right now. Some of you, obviously I have the conversation repetitively with a lot of my girlfriends that are already living on the continent with me or in other nations on the continent. And, one thing we wish that we would have been investing or interested or traveling or whatever to Africa sooner than we were, But the fact of the matter is, when we look at our life journey and we look at all the different moving pieces, there was no way for us to be doing it before we are doing it. And the most important thing is we are doing it. I know that the world is full of procrastinators and people who will never take action. It's a fact. Okay. Taking action on your desires is the line of demarcation. You can basically disassociate yourself with millions of people when you decide to enact on the things that you say you want to say. It's just that easy. It's just that easy, because I could literally say out of my mouth right now, I am a multi-millionaire. I'm going to build a mansion next year. I'm going to get the private helicopter, get the helipad. I'm going to sell, 100,000 records. It's very easy to verbalize these things, in this space, in the Pan-African space, in the pro-Black space or the Black love space. It's very easy to say that you're interested in Africa, that you're fed up in the West, that you're tired of racism, that you don't want your kids to do. It's very easy for you to say those things, but it's not easy for you to actually take the strategic action. And it's ironic because a lot of times you will be saying things. If you guys can relate to what I'm getting ready to say, leave me a number 1 in the chat. Big shout outs to the family. I'm coming to do shout outs after this point. Have you ever been expressing to your friends and family that you're going to do something? Okay, whatever it may be. Go to the gym, get a new car, cut your hair, travel to Africa, start the business, whatever. Kick out that dude, kick out that girl out your house. And you've been talking about it. You've been telling your friends, yeah, I'm going to do this. You've been telling your parents, you've been telling, your sister, brother, whatever, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, right? The day comes you actually do it, everybody's surprised. Everybody's surprised. Because we live in a world where your words, unfortunately, don't really hold a lot of weight. And it's so avant-garde for you actually to do the things that you say you're going to do. So it's very easy to make yourself be very different than others simply by doing the things that you say you're going to do. Big shout out to the family. The first trivia question was, have you ever talked about doing something, told people you're going to do stuff, and when you actually do it, they're so surprised. They're shocked. That's number 1. Big shout outs to the family. Guys, I'm coming through. Hello. You only have one physical life. You got this one life. That's it. You know, you may or may not do afterlife. We don't know the details of that and all of that. We know we've got this one here life. And I think sometimes that people don't really apply themselves well because, you know, they're not taking into consideration that this is it. Like, you got one shot. You know, if you want to be rich and famous, this is your life. If you want to be beautiful, if you want to be, you know, memorable, this is it. You know, if you want to make an impact, if you want to be historic, if you want to be iconic, if you have a talent, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a talent, you need to understand that in this big world out here, unless you push yourself forward, that talent, it will never be known to the world. You know, it might be inside of you, you know, a little known secret, or maybe people very close to you know. But if you have this, you know, robust gift that you feel you want the world to know. Let's say you're an author, you know, you write short stories or you write long stories, or you have an interest and you're always talking about writing the book. You're always talking about doing the articles or doing the blog. Let me just tell you. Okay, second trivia question. See if you guys can figure out the answer. We got a few of you guys here today. What's up, family? It's the one and only African superstar. You got one life, so what you gonna do? So, second trivia question. Let's see what answers you guys come up with. Let's say you're a writer, all right, and your dream is to start the blog, all right, and it's something that you've been wanting to do for a long time, and you've been talking about doing it for a long time. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Let's say, unfortunately, you get into a fatal car accident tomorrow. What is the probability that your blog will be completed now? Huh? You've been talking about the blog for a long time. And now, unfortunately, you've gotten into a fatal car accident and you never made the blog. So what's the probability that the blog is going to come? Can somebody do like a seance and resurrect your soul and get, you know, get the blog ideas out of you? Huh? Can they dig into your brain and figure it out? Same thing for musicians, same thing for poets, you know, same thing for artists. What is going to be left of you when you are no more is the legacy that you create while you are here. Very simply put. And if you want a defining legacy, you know, like for me, one of the most important things for me regarding my legacy is that I have made an impact and an imprint on this world. Okay. There's no one who could ever say Gina didn't touch lives. Gina didn't become a force. She wasn't vocal. She didn't embody her, you know, the solution to her problems. No, you know what I mean? I have done it. I've already begin, you know, creating my legacy. Because it's important to me that my life isn't just wasted, you know, with all the struggles that we go through and all the ups and downs. I need something to you know, what's the word? I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, maybe I'll come back to it. You know, I need something to equate basically to this lifetime spent. You know, I have social media, which we don't know how long that will exist or whatever. I have the physical impact in regards to, I've met so many people that, you know, have been inspired or motivated or, you know, informed by my social media, by my posts, whatever. You know, I have the music, which will outlive me, you know, and so, you know, you create the legacy, but you only got one life, guys. And this is it right here and now. Big shout outs to the family. Okay, shout outs to those of you in the chat room. Please make sure you guys like the stream. today I'm just bringing this message out. This was my thought ahead of me beginning my world tour here in London. My first show is on Saturday. So tomorrow we'll do the hair. And then Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, I have a radio interview on Rainbow Radio. If you're here in London, it is 92.7. If you're in Ghana, it's 87.5. And they will be airing the show at different times. They'll air it here in London at a certain time, and then they're going to air it in Ghana at a certain time. But those details are on the community tab on all my social media. Okay, if you want to tune in for Rainbow Radio. Following Rainbow Radio, I'll be having my actual album release at Connie's, 8587 Woodgrange Road, E70EP is the postcode. So if you guys are in London, please do come support the show. The show starts at 8 o'clock. There will be several supporting artists from the Royal Hills International Entertainment Group, which I'm a part of. And big shout outs to them. Big shout outs to Royal Hills International and Promulgate Media, who are powering my tour here in Ghana. So several of those artists will open, and then I'm going to perform several tracks off of the new EP. Hello, how you guys enjoying the new EP? Yes, I see that you've been listening and streaming. Yes, I check it every day. So I've been seeing people have been listening and streaming. Some of you have, added it to your personal collection. Much love to you guys for that support, for those of you that have been doing that. So I will be performing several of the tracks from my brand new EP, and then I'll be performing some of the hits. Yes, the previous tracks from previous EPs and all of that. Saturday here in London. So these were my thoughts when I was, I was having some thoughts yesterday, and I was thinking about, it's interesting that unfortunately, a lot of the most well-known people, in my opinion, they're kind of mediocre people. They're kind of average people, nothing really extraordinary about them in many cases. One of the differences between them and perhaps their competition is the ambition, the drive, the confidence, the self-promotion, the fearlessness to get out there and do it. Certainly, we know some extremely talented people, but those character traits are not within them. And because of it, they are reducing their impact on the world and also their legacy that will be left. Because my thing is this, guys. This is my thing. Okay? You better go hard or go home. Okay? There's no sense in you claiming to be doing anything and you're not doing it at 500%. Okay? So, for instance, it's very interesting as a musician now. People will see me doing my various things, and then they will be telling me that they're also a musician. So one of the things, and I guess this is good for some of you that want to know if you have, you want to request collabs or whatever. First of all, I'm not really much into collabs because it's a lot of liability dealing with other artists and all that. But I would only be willing to collab with people that are equal or greater than to what I'm doing. So that means, I have music videos. Hello. I have a social media presence. I have my music out on the streaming. I'm dropping EPs. I'm on tour. I perform. I go on the radio. So basically, I would want to deal with other artists in that caliber. Okay. So there are people that say they are artists. And then you say, well, where's your music? Oh, I haven't recorded yet. Or I'm still trying to set up my social media. Bruh, then you're not on my level to collab. I'm just being honest. Okay, because a collab should be beneficial to both of us, which means we should be the same caliber of artists, And even I'm not really keen to the people that are bigger than me. I mean, I know some people, that's their strategy. Oh, let me get these big rappers or these big artists on my songs. It's a lot of headache. I want to deal with people in my caliber. And if we have a hit song or we, go up, we go up together. So that would also eliminate any of this whole, like, I made you type of attitude and all this. Like, nah, we was coming from the same position. You know what I mean? So these are some of my strategies, but there's a difference between people that say they do music and there's a difference between people that do music. And in my opinion, it's easy to surpass other artists because a lot of people are lazy. And O'Shea says this all the time. Special shout outs to O'Shea Duke Jackson. You know, he's my boy. He says this all the time. He says, Black people are lazy, you know, when it comes to competing for the top spot. You know, they will be okay at a certain level of operation. They you know, they tap out at going for that top tier. And so if you are someone who's willing to put in the work, you absolutely will escalate because your competition will get fewer and fewer as you continue that drive. And, you know, it's just the truth. It's just the truth because a friend of mine was messaging me the other day on Instagram and she was saying, Gina, I can't believe you've only been doing music for 2 years now. She said you got a myriad of music videos. You've performed. You're now internationally performing. You've won an award already. You know, like you're doing all this stuff. And there's people that have been in the game for a long time and they're not even doing the thing. They have yet to accomplish the things you're doing because the drive is different. You see, but I believe in what I'm telling you. And that's why I move like that, which is you got this one life, guys. You know, and one personal thought that I always have is I want to get as much out of me as I possibly can. You know, I don't want to be the person with like tons of unrecorded music or unreleased music. You know, I don't want that to be me. You know, when I write a song or whatever, I'm eagerly trying to record it, trying to release it. I want to get it out because it's no good inside. You know, it's no good inside. And when I'm talking about the legacy building, that is essentially your definition of life. Think about a person who lives a pretty moderate life, you know, goes to school, goes to work, gets the career, has the simple life. That's cool. But at the end of the day, when somebody says, well, what, you know, when it comes for the obituary, when it comes for remembrance, you know, some people unfortunately are not memorable because they have not made the decision to add significance to their life. You know, they're living a very basic life. And that's cool if that's what you want. But again, for those of you with deep desires and passions, you only get this one life. Big shout outs to family. All right, shout outs for real now. Please make sure you guys like the stream. If you like the topic, show your love and support in the chat room. So we got Dove Fly in the building. Mr. Isaac Wren. We got Queenie. Big shout outs to you, family. What's up? ATM Tim. Yes. Big shout outs to the family. S.A. Smith. Isaac Wren says, exactly. We must do the work while we can. Time waits for no one, period. Absolutely. What's up? Go taste and see. I see you in the building. It's now or never, guys. Honestly. And having that mentality makes you so much more productive, in my opinion, because you will not procrastinate because you know that you've got to do it right now. You know, like sometimes I'm a morning gym person. Okay. If it gets past a certain time of the day and I haven't gone to the gym, it's a wrap. I can't go in the evenings. You know what I mean? And definitely when I'm in Ghana, my lifestyle is so lively that if, you know, once it gets to a certain part of the day, it's likely somebody's going to call. We're going to go out. I might go for a walk with my neighbor or, you know, hanging out. So it's like, I got to go. So my designated gym time is at 11 o'clock. That's when I leave my house to walk over to my gym or whatever. So, you know, I can be sitting there and moseying on and blah, 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 blah. But I realized, like, Gina, You got to go. And there's plenty of times where I even voice it out and say, Gina, you get ready. You need to walk out this door in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you've got to just make yourself perform at times, because it's like there's no more time. There's no more time. Those of you guys that realistically, you're interested in the continent, listen, I mean, I know it's cold and it may be heartless, but listen, there's no more time. You need to prioritize it. If it is something you want to do, there's no time like the present. I can assure you that the Africa of today is much different than the Africa of 5 years from now. Even the Africa of today is different than 5 years ago. 5 years ago, probably a lot of you guys weren't even interested in the continent, had probably never even traveled to the continent by then. Certainly those of you that are living on the continent or carrying on relationships with people there, all that stuff 5 years ago, 5 years ago was what, 2018? Is that right? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, 17. 5 years ago. That's right. 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. Wait a minute. Why can't I get this together? It's a little late. My bad. But my point is that 5 years ago, all right, 5 years ago, things were different in your life than how they are today. And it's like you don't have time. You really, really don't have time. In addition to, in sidebar, hello. Those of you guys in America are facing like a lot of dangers from day to day. That's just the reality. I got some new facts and figures, which I posted up on my Facebook today about, they say every 30 minutes currently in America, and murder is happening. Every 30 minutes. That's 2 an hour. So you can do the math. There's 24 hours in a day. Times 2. It's a very intense and tumultuous time in our lives, realistically. I mean, I feel like it's one of the most intense time periods ever. But I think everybody who's living in their lifetime probably feels that way. Obviously, people that were in World War I probably felt that way, or people that were in, famines or, tornadoes. They probably felt like, wow, this is such a difficult time of life. But realistically, we are in a very difficult time of life. Squandering time is very unwise, guys. Seriously. And if you are someone who suffers from procrastination, what I suggest, my advice to you is daily performance. If you're somebody who gets overwhelmed by the big picture, you're not the 6-month planner or the 12-month planner or even a month. If you have a month regimen at the gym or a month diet plan, you can't stick to it. Then you need to focus on the day to day. What do I need to do today to contribute to the overall goal? Okay. You have fitness goals. It's nothing like looking at it in an aerial view. No, it takes all those days to equate. It takes going to the gym. It takes diet and exercise. You know what I'm saying? You might be doing other kind of treatments to help you or whatever, supplements. It requires the consistency to get those results, you see? So if whatever you have on your dockets, if the big plan is too much for you, then daily contributions is what you need. Because there's no more time, guys. Even now, it's now July 2023. It's the 7th month of the year. We're just a snap. We're going to be in the last quarter of this year, going into a new year, just like that. Time is flying by. Some of you guys have been on my platform now for years, and you have had the same aspirations for those years. And you've literally watched me move to 2 different countries, start a business, have several relationships, become a musician, now start a world tour, drop albums. You watching me do all this stuff while you are still procrastinating and not contributing to your legacy. There is no time like now, honestly. You know, those projects that are outstanding in your life that need doing, and they need doing now. They need doing now. And whatever, if it's regarding the continent, if it's regarding business, look, I really, really, really cajole you to do what you can right now, this minute. I remember specifically during 2019, which was to date my most busy travel year of my life. Okay. I had 11 international trips that year. I was traveling all the time. You know what I mean? I did a lot of my African travels throughout that year. I went to Kenya, I went to Tanzania, I went to Ghana and Nigeria all that year. I gone to South Africa in 2016. And I did repeat trips to each of those countries that year. You know what I mean? I went to the US twice, I went to Kenya twice, I went to Ghana twice, I went to Nigeria twice, and then I went to Egypt and Tanzania once. I went to France twice that year. So I remember when I was in that mode, and obviously it was hectic, having that many trips, and a lot of those places were far, like on a plane, like going to Nairobi. I remember just from the UK just seemed like forever. And I thought to myself, like, man, I'm just going to push through some of these difficulties and challenges and visas and things at work and blah, blah, blah. The very next year was the COVID lockdowns, okay? And travel changed and was suspended, whatever. And I remember a couple of the trips I was taking, people always say it. Hello, some of you guys probably say it. Oh, I want to go with you on your next trip, Gina. Oh, let me know when you're traveling. Oh, I really want to go, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And I remember my perspective, which was, I got to go right now. Like, I mean, people say they want to go and then they flake out and they do, it always happens. But as for me, I got the space and opportunity, the means, the time, and everything. I need to do it right now. And I remember when the COVID lockdowns came, and, I was just so grateful that I pushed through and was able to do those trips in 2019. I was able to fluidly travel. There were a couple trips I just literally picked up. Like when I went to France, I went on the weekends. I just decided, okay, I'm just going to get the train, go to Paris. After the COVID lockdowns, you got to get the COVID test. You got to get, the vaccine for something. And things just became complicated and became more expensive and difficult. And I was like, man, I'm so happy. And so that's what I'm saying. I know I've rambled a little bit, but I'm very happy that at every stage, as I look back, that I did the things that I needed to do at that stage. I'm happy that I migrated to the UK when I did. I'm happy that I moved to Ghana when I did. I'm happy that I've done my world travels. I'm happy that I have, just put my foot down on so many things at that time. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to face obstacles, because this is where some of you guys get discouraged, because you feel like, God's time is the best time. That's a big popular one in Ghana. And among Africans, God's time is the best time. And what that translates into is, wasted opportunity a lot of times, because you're waiting for this idyllic time. You're waiting for all the ducks in a row. Sometimes you're just like, give me a sign. Give me a reason. You're like, and it's just like, fam, it's not about to happen. Okay. What you have to do is put your foot down as to when you want to begin your journey, whatever. Okay. And then persist against some of the obstacles not come. Now, some of the obstacles, and this is where wisdom comes in, because you need discernment. Sometimes the obstacles may indicate that it's not a good time for your safety, or whatever. Okay. But then other times, these are small, minor things that you can just overlook and get past it. I remember, for instance, on my last music video, shout out to the family. Have you guys seen Beach Chill? Hello. Have you seen Beach Chill? If y'all don't answer, I'm going to play it right now. Has anybody seen Beach Chill, my new music video? Hello, family. So I remember right before the Beach Chill video shoot, everything was going haywire. Okay. And it's not unusual before music videos, because any of my members only and stuff like that have seen the behind the scenes, they know that with every video shoot, with every photo shoot, with every whatever, there's always setbacks to these projects. Okay. Now with Beach Chill, it was very crazy. It was more crazier than any of the other ones combined so far. So first of all, the original model that I have for the video was not Mr. Hot Chocolate. Okay. Mr. Hot Chocolate just stood in because we were dating. So the original model canceled on Sunday. Okay. Sunday night around 8 p.m. when the video shoot was Monday morning at like 8. Okay. So I was struggling to try to see if I could find somebody else to fill in. Okay. And I couldn't find anybody. Now, consequently, because of the timing of this video shoot, I had a photo shoot with Joseph Mayer on Friday. I had the award ceremony on Saturday, and then we were just supposed to do the video shoot on Monday. And my makeup artist, he has a day job coming with me, because when I do photo shoots or videos or, even for the award show, he went with me, was there throughout, helped me dress and everything. So, Monday, so we ended up having to cancel the Beach Chill, because without the model, I mean, that video was a romantic song. It's like you need a partner, and I'm getting out on the boat and everything. It doesn't make sense for me to be there alone. So my makeup artist says, okay, if we don't do it Monday, I have to go back to work, because I can't go to work Monday and then, go to work Monday and then try to take off again Tuesday, because he had basically used this excuse that, he had a family emergency. So he can't have a day in there. He goes to work and then, oh yeah, the emergency is back on tomorrow. So basically, because of the model situation, I didn't have a makeup artist for my music video, which is unheard of. You know what I mean? Gray is like with me for every significant thing. So I was pressing because I was like, okay, I gotta have the music shoot Monday because I need my makeup artist. And trying to find another makeup artist, and all this stuff is happening the evening of Sunday. So at a period, I just said, you know what? Mr. Hot Chocolate said he'll do the video. He can do the video Tuesday. So I got the model covered, but I'm not going to have a makeup artist. So I'm just going to have to do my own makeup. And I said, this kind of pressure that I was facing, I felt like the ancestors were trying to tell me something, because I was going out on a boat. I was going out on a boat. And so I'm like, I need things to be smooth. I don't want to get out on the river with any problems. Well, since Isaac Rand hasn't seen it, let's go ahead and show a commercial break. Yes, family, please enjoy this snip of my brand new music video. Beach Chill is here on YouTube and available for streaming. One and only, I'm back again. African superstar on the track. It's the weekend. And ain't no place I'd rather be than here with you, and you here with me. Yeah.
Baby got the sauce, boy.
It's a Beach Chill. ain't gotta lie, come close and keep it real. Swear to God, already know how you feel. It's a beach chill. It's a beach chill. You ain't gotta lie, come close and keep it real. Swear to God, already know how you feel. It's a beach chill. Yeah. Beach Chill, Mr. Isaac Lynn. Go see the full video. It's here on YouTube. Beach Chill, the African Superstar. I don't know where you've been at if you haven't seen it yet, because literally the video dropped in May and the full EP is now out. So anyway, yes. So Beach Chill. So by then, big shout out to Jessica and Isesa in the building. I see the family. Thank you guys so much. Yes, it's a beach chill. That's the jam. That's the summertime jam. That's what I wrote the song for, was a nice, repeat. Yes, Mr. Hot Chocolate. Yes, indeed. Yes, yes, yes. Please add Beach Chill to your collection, guys. Stream it, or you can purchase the full EP, 8 dynamic tracks. I did a album preview on my last stream earlier this week. So, or wait, what's today? Yeah, earlier this week. Look, I don't be keeping track with days. Sorry. I'm trying to reiterate Saturday, because I have an event. But I gave you guys this long, assessment, because there are times, obviously, when you're going to face obstacles and there's good reason. We've all seen the stories of like people that are like, I was supposed to be on that plane, that crashed, but I was late. My train got delayed. In some cases, I do honestly believe that, the ancestors will be trying to protect you in some cases, and they will be maybe trying to get your attention or delay you from, a bad situation, danger, and this and that. So you need discernment to know, okay, this is normal stuff, and this is dramatic stuff that's trying to get my attention, So in that case, Beach Chill, obviously you guys just saw the snippet. It went off without a hitch. The video was beautiful. I had to do my own makeup, which it wasn't the best in my opinion. Definitely not the standard of my makeup artist, but you got to roll with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, at the end of the day, and recently my other crazy situation that happened was right before I traveled to England. Okay, so I came to England on the 21st of June, and I already had a studio session planned. The 21st was a Wednesday. So that Monday, I had a studio session to record the last tracks for my EP. Okay. And out of nowhere, I got this freak cold. Okay. And I'm not someone, you guys probably know, I don't get sick very often. It's very rare. Maybe once a year, if that, sometimes. And I got a cold, a cough. I was very hoarse. I couldn't really sing. And I was just like, what? And it was like, it was inflexible because I had an appointment here in the UK on the 23rd. So like, I really could not move my ticket or anything like that. So I started noticing the cough and the cold a little bit like Saturday. Called my producer. He said, take some honey, lemon, and ginger tea. So I started taking that Saturday, take it Sunday. Monday morning comes, I'm still hoarse, If you've heard any of the EPs, a couple of my songs, they have some high notes, like Sometimes has high notes, Migrate has high notes. And so I was trying to, do like practice runs, and it just sounded horrible, sounded like a frog. And I'm just like, I can't record my songs like this because, but then at the same time, I got the album released on June 26th. There's no time. So, I was sitting there and I was thinking like, worst case scenario, what am I going to do? Like, because I don't want to record my music here in UK, no offense to you UK producers and all that, but my producer in Ghana is lit and he knows my whole state, we understand each other. So I always want to do my music with him if I can. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, You know, what can I do? Worst case scenario. And I had to rearrange my schedule to go to the studio on Tuesday instead. My voice was still a little raspy. So, you know, on Sometimes, Migrate, Groove, and which other song did I do that day? Sometimes, Groove. Oh, Ex Friend. Ex Friend. You know, I would say my voice was totally not at 100. It was probably at like 90. But you know, I say that you know, these freak things happen and you have to persist. I mean, I couldn't not shoot Beach Chill. I couldn't not do my recording session. It's like your album releases in a week. Like you need to. So basically, I took some pointers from both of those situations, you know, not to be in that situation again. But it wasn't really my fault. It was Mr. Hot Chocolate's fault, yes, because he sponsored that studio session. Hello, can you say sponsored the studio session? Shout outs to Mr. Hot Chocolate. Yes. Mr. Hot Chocolate sponsored that studio session. So I had to wait for when he was going to you know, send the funds. I had wanted to go to the studio much earlier in the month, but that's beside the point. Big shout out to the family. You have one life. You have one life. And if anything that you take from my channel, because I do recognize we have a lot of spectators on this channel and you guys are showing your true colors lately. And I don't know. I mean, I know I'm interesting, but I don't even count myself that interesting, but the numbers don't lie. You know what I'm saying? The spectators are going up. If anything you take from my channel, what I really would want you to take from my channel is learning how to implement your situation. Thank you so much, Go Taste and See, for the super chat. Yes. Guys, I haven't mentioned it during this episode, but we're still taking proceeds for South Africa. So all super chats, music sales, website purchases, everything, donations, everything's going to South Africa. Because right now, we're in the #1 position. The voting ends in 9 days. So if we win the award in South Africa, then we're going to really have to pick up the pace so that we, because as it stands, I mean, you know, we have not collected that much to be able to facilitate a trip to South Africa. So I'm just being honest. So thank you, Go Taste and See, for your contributions. I don't want anybody to have to pick up our award on our behalf, but you know, I've told y'all I plan to be on tour here in London when I got nominated in South Africa. So, you know, I need support basically to make that happen. Anyway, that's what I really want you to take from my channel. You know, I'm someone who, I don't have a lot of resources. I don't have a big, powerful family. I'm not, you know, rich and, you know, just this like posh and privileged. Thank you, Nana Dreams. Big shout out to the family. Thank you guys for the South Africa proceeds. Thank you, because you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I started to GoFundMe a long time ago. I started the beginning of June. And it's now been a month, and we really have not even gotten like 10% of the needed amount, you know. So anyway, that's what I really want you guys to take away from my channel, because I have only covered the ground that I have covered because of persistence and because of sheer determination, you know, because honestly, I've had a lot of setbacks. You guys know about some of them, and others, you know, I've just dealt with them without even discussing it. And I've just chosen not to be mediocre in life, you know, because my legacy is so important to me. And it's like, I don't know how much time I get. You know, did you guys hear about this bodybuilder a couple of days ago? Thank you, Jessica Jess. Thanks, family, for your love and support. I appreciate it. I see you guys there. Thank you so much. So there's a popular bodybuilder apparently that died like 2 or 3 days ago. He's like a white guy. I think he was here in the UK. Anyway, he had a brain aneurysm, and the guy's 30 years old, you know. And I just think to myself, I'm like, at 30 years old, you think you got time ahead of you. You think like, yeah, I'm young. In his case, he's fit, he's a bodybuilder. He was competing and stuff. I know he has some health problems, but I just be thinking to myself, I'm like, man, at 30, like if I had met my demise at 30, like this whole chapter that I'm in, the whole decade. He says, so do you remember the guy's name? I can't remember the dude's name. I want to say John something, but I'm not sure what it is. It was a couple days ago. It's a popular bodybuilder. Apparently, he's really big on social media. I don't know. I never heard of him before this happened, but a couple of my bodybuilder friends were like posting it on their status, and that's how I saw it. But honestly, if 30, and I challenge you guys to think about it. Those of you that are in the chat room right now that are 30 and over, just think about it. Just think about if you died at 30. Think about all the things that have taken place in your life in that decade. I'm 40 now. 40 club. That decade. So much stuff has transpired in my life in this decade from 30 to 40. I cannot imagine, it being over at that period. But that's the kind of mindset you really need to get into so that you can be more productive. And it's not morbid. I know Black people have this thing about, thank you so much, you say, so Joe Linder. So if you guys don't know the guy, you can look him up and see him. But yes, his name is Joe Linder, popular bodybuilder. He had an aneurysm a couple days ago and he just died. And from what I understand, he was with his girlfriend. He died in her arms. Like he literally she said he was complaining about neck pain and then gone. So it's just like, I'm in that space of thinking about, when my time is up, what have I accomplished up to this point? Because you really just don't know. And the fact that we've had the lives that we've had, that we're healthy, we're still living, we're still upright, we're still active, and we have our sanity and all that. We really, really should not take it for granted. And our people feel it's morbid to talk about death and it's taboo to talk about it. It's something all of us are going to experience. It's something all of us are going to experience, and none of us have any idea when or where it's going to take place. We can hope for a nice, quiet passing in our sleep or old age, healthy, just when we go. But unfortunately, some of us may experience different type of endings to our lives. And so you really need to prioritize what it is you need to accomplish. Really. Don't just come here and watch me chase after my dreams while your dreams are not being addressed. Please don't do that. Please, 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 please. Yeah, Jessica he just passed away a couple days ago. So big shout outs to the African Superstar family. Big shout outs to everybody sending love and support for South Africa. Right now we're in the number 1 position. So, I'll know by the 15th of July if we're still in the number 1 position, which means that we basically won the nomination. They won't officially announce it until the awards night, but obviously if you got the most votes, you know what's happening. Hello. From the point that we officially know we're in, then, we need to ramp it up so that we can appear in South Africa the last week of August, collect our first international award. Hello, our second award for the year. And, following that, I'm up for an award in Paris. So please, can somebody say sweep? Hello, sweep. Sweep. I think the one in Paris might be a little stiff because I've seen some of the people that are in my category, and they're quite known. Some artists in Europe, like, there's some underground drill rappers and stuff. They put me in Afro pop category because of my rap songs. But these folks they got me going up against are kind of like drill artists and stuff. And I'm like, bro, they got more support. You know, they got bigger audiences. They've been doing music longer than me, but you know, we're gonna go for it. I'm always gonna go for it. Hello. Hello. I'm always gonna go for it. Yes. All right. Big shout outs to the family. I'm not gonna keep you guys any longer. I just had these thoughts and I wanted to come and communicate this to you guys. You know what I mean? I don't know how much media I'll be able to do this weekend because it's going to be hectic. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be hectic. But members only will see a little bit something. Yes, sweep. Because guys, listen. Can nobody tell us nothing that we came out as a brand new artist, okay? Less than 2 years, we get 3 awards, with 2 of those being international. Okay, one in South Africa, one in Paris. That's a sweep. Yes, that's a sweep. And I really, you know, once we build our fan base, I can't wait to do like fan only parties, you know what I'm saying? Exclusive album release. I would love to do all that. I just need to get the support, you know what I mean? Because that would be lit. You know what I'm saying? 50 tickets, an intimate gathering, limited only. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of stuff I'm into. So we hope for the best for the future. But for now, we're just going to try to focus on what's ahead of us. South Africa's first, then Paris. You know, Paris, fortunately, I don't need a lot of, you know, Paris is a lot more straightforward. Traveling to South Africa is a lot more involved. For those of you that have been there, you know what I'm saying. So yes, family. All right. I've talked to you. And I appreciate everybody for your time and your comments. And those of you that have chosen to contribute to South Africa, thank you so much. Yes. So I love you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Please take this word. Please implement it. Okay. I know y'all have unfinished business. I know y'all have unfinished projects. And I've met some of you in person. Like Isesa, she's an amazing young lady. I met her in Ghana. You know, like bring the talents out. Bring the talents out. You only have this life. You only have the time that you have right now. That's all you got. If you keep procrastinating, putting it off to tomorrow, putting it off till next week, you know, and the way time is flying, you keep saying, oh, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I'm gonna do it. You know, I mean, we're in July. Some of y'all been doing that since the beginning of the year already. Okay, when the new year comes in, I'm going to do this, that, blah, blah, blah. Now it's July. And you still haven't even started on your New Year's resolution, New Year's goals. You say something needs to stop it. She trying to act like she's not young. Y'all haven't seen Isesa. I've seen her in person, so I know. I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to imply at all. I don't know what you're trying to imply. So she clowning. Y'all got jokes. You know, the African superstar family, all funny. Ha ha. Whatever. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Isesa. Anyway, we'll continue this conversation later privately. I love you guys. I want to take a moment out to thank all of you that are assisting and supporting me. Big shout out to African Superstar family. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. So we move forward. You know, I'm on task. I'm going hard as I possibly can. The subject of this video is what I embody and implement every single day. So yes. Until we meet again, stay Black and true. If you ain't Black, just stay true.